What's a suitable punishment for people who litter in national parks? Make them clean the park, the whole park. Laughs in Mr. Burns. Excellent. Finger tenting intensifies. I like this. It's level-headed and not a form of medieval or psychological torture, and it accomplishes 3 things. 1. Serves as a deterrent. Cleaning a park is time-consuming and exhausting and unappealing. 2. Shows the person firsthand the consequences of their actions. They now know what someone else would have to deal with as a result of their actions. 3. The person has a chance to explore and perhaps gain a new appreciation for the park they were destroying. I imagine that at least a few people would be captivated by nature and the park's beauty while cleaning it, and that would really teach the lesson well. The best cases of parenting I have seen was last summer. A woman found her son had littered a fast food bag out the window while driving. He was caught because he was so stupid that he didn't notice a police car behind him. On top of the $150 fine, she contacted the park and they worked together to give him the punishment of removing several trash bags full of litter from several trouble areas of the park. Sounds like some great love and logic parenting. Me and the neighborhood kid would tip over and occasionally even rip open trash bags around our block. My mom caught me and was seething. She made me pick it all up, then sit and stare at the full bin of trash for a couple hours. It worked because now I'm literally a public servant in the environmental sector and consider myself a huge environmentalist. Kids are just dumb as fuck sometimes. Was eating in my truck at a Whataburger. Watched a dude toss his bag out the window as he left. Cop car behind him lit him up. Idiot stopped about 100 yards away. Cop walked the guy back to pick up the bag and throw it away, yelling at him the whole way there and back. Dude was probably happy to get his ticket and leave. I was smoking one time with this dude I used to know, and he started to clean out his car and literally just started throwing everything on the ground of the Walmart parking lot. It was a ton of shit too. I went and grabbed the trash bin that was 2 parking spaces away, and we threw everything in there. It took me a second though, cause I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. His excuse was that it gives the workers something to do, and I wanted to shoot myself. Embarrassment is worse than a fine, depending on the size of the fine. I'm sure a fine for littering isn't a lot, but enough to annoy you. But the embarrassment of being brought back to your garbage and picking it up while being berated by a police officer the whole time in public hits so much harder than just $100 or $200 fine. My guess as to what a littering fine would be, and then some. Like, I'd gladly pay a $200 fine for littering over the humiliation. It also helps that person not litter again, because a fine's a fine. Pay it off. Nobody needs to know, but a public humiliation is something you don't want to go through again. I'm sure those 3 paragraphs say the same thing, just differently. Still, there needs to be more public humiliation on top of fines. Feed them to the mees. MEESES asterisk. The preferred nomenclature is mooses. Moosen. I saw a flock of moosen. A small fine, plus 1 full day doing various chores around the park. Make them do park dishes, or have them clean under the park sofa, or do the park laundry, or vacuum the park. Pick it up. But you have to wait for them to get home before telling them they have to go back and find it. Now I have this image of a park ranger stalking them all the way home. Have them hold a sign next to the entrance that reads, "I was caught littering. Please do no litter." Edit. I meant to type, "Do not litter please. Don't get caught littering." I've visited half the national parks, most of the accessible, non-island, and non-Hawaii or Alaska parks, and I have to say, most of them are very clean. Most people totally respect and understand that national parks are not to be messed with, which gives me some hope in humanity. The litter I have seen is usually accidental. Think someone puts a water bottle down and forgets it. Otherwise most of the visitors never go too far off of the roads. I like your sign idea. Shaming, in my opinion, is a strong deterrent for our public areas. Also a fine. There are also a number of hikers who take rubbish bags with them and pick up old trash on their way. Those people deserve a lot of credit. Put the said trash in their underpants. I don't think this dead body will fit in my underwear. That's not trash. That's fertilizer. Death. I disagree. That's horrible. First, you make them clean the park. Then death. Smear them with honey and release them naked 10 miles from the nearest structure. I see that you have seen my honeymoon video. Better resend it to me just for verification. Forward it to me for an unbiased second opinion. I'm just here for naked people covered in honey. Weigh the item or items that were littered in ounces and have them clean up that same amount in pounds. What if someone threw away a box of metal? Have fun cleaning. It's guillotine time, baby. This is the correct and obvious answer. Bury their car keys in bear poop and have them have to search for it amongst a bunch of other bear poop while someone dressed in Smokey the Bear costume throws trash at them. Put their mugshot in a weekly humiliation paper like just busted, but call it trashed. Death by catapult. I think a trebuchet would be a better fit. Although trebuchets are obviously superior in every way, in this case it really just depends how heavy the person and how far away the pit full of broken glass and Tabasco is. Drop a bucket's worth of mud somewhere random in their home. See how they like it. Reasonable. I like it. They go home to a messy floor with a note stuck to the fridge. We, the National Park Service, watched you litter and decided to mirror your actions in hope that you may look into your reflection and think, maybe I'm the asshole. Ick. Now those programs that have inmates help with conservation efforts, well now there's a new division you can apply for if you were arrested for breaking and entering or vandalism. It helps to have relevant skills. I guess death would be a little harsh. How about 1% of a person's monthly income? That way rich and poor feel the same pain. I'm starting to hate this percentage of income thing. I think percentage of net worth would make more sense. A person with low income probably needs 100% of their income to cover their expenses, if they even can. Somebody with high income probably doesn't use 100% of their income to cover the necessities though, so it's not as fair as people think it is. Of course, figuring out what a person's net worth is would take a lot more effort than just seeing their tax return, and it would lead a lot of people to realize they literally have a negative net worth, which I guess could be the case with high and low income earners, so maybe I'm just arguing with myself at this point. Misdemeanor citation with a hefty fine. Nah, make them pick it the fuck up. Making them pick up every piece of litter with their anus. They have to cut 2 holes in the bottom of a trash bag and step into it, so essentially they are the trash bag. Next, they have to walk around the park to trash cans, and when someone has to throw their garbage away, they have to throw it into the trash bag that person is wearing. So they get covered in trash and see what it feels like for nature to get trashed on. Banning them from visiting national parks forever. We want to teach respect, not so resentment. I'd say cleaning up trash for a day would be much better than banning them. 10 lashes in the public square. Live stream as well. You take them and you make them wear a necklace. Not all that much unlike an ankle tracking bracelet for house arrest, but this thing is no scarlet letter. It's green and it says L for littering. For the 2 weeks that the letter is around their neck, Waste Collection Services receive a special bulletin, including the address of the litterer, and their instructions temporarily change. Instead of taking waste from that home, they bring the waste to that house and scatter it around inside as they see fit. Sorry, roommates, but we are all roommates on planet Earth, and you let your roommate be adequate out there. The big L is also coated with adhesive, and people are encouraged on a daily basis to take their trash and stick it to the L, so that the person has trash hanging around their neck the whole time. It is their albatross, their burden to bear. When the letter is finally taken off after their 2 weeks, they will shed its stink and moldy fruits and their sins with it, and be baptized anew in the coursing water of their shower after they take out the rotting melon from there. Christ, that thing smelled bad, and they will have a newfound respect for Mother Earth. And if they slide back into literary relapse, their bones will litter the gardens and parks of better men.
Don't be a boomer, subscribe sooner. Elsa, you can't marry a man you just met. Anna, okay boomer. Gonna ruin Thanksgiving this year by saying okay boomer after the family prayer. Boomer, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay boomer? Boomer, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay boomer? You've been struck by a smooth millennial. Hopper, says anything to Mike. Mike, okay boomer. Boomers, snowflake. Mill Niles, okay boomer. Boomers, this is illegal discrimination. Boomer, LMAO, why aren't these Mill Niles getting married? I married my sweetheart as soon as we left high school. Also boomer, I hate my wife.